Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to touch on why you don't acrylic flat roofs. I've already been over this to detail with Dmitry Lipinski on his video, Don't Acrylic Flat Roofs. We got a lot of feedback on that, a lot of controversial feedback on that, mostly from one specific company that I did not even mention. It wasn't about one specific company, it was saying acrylics on flat roofs. This video is more for you building owners when you are being proposed different systems for your roofing, and I'm going to just share my experience of, again, why you don't acrylic flat roofs. So the first roof that we are showing here is a roof I did in my very first year. I was in business a couple months. This specific roof was Conklin, flat roof. Not really any kind of standing water issues aside from your typical standing water, maybe up to 24, 48 hours after a rain. The roof failed. It was a full fabric roof system. The water stood for too long before it was all evaporated, or there was units up there stopping the water flow. Multiple different reasons why. So essentially we just kept having problems with it about a year after we installed the roof. Not right away, but about a year and a half after we installed the roof. So we've since had to go back and redo this roofing system. That is case number one. We have multiple different roofs. We have roofs with slopes. I can show another one here with slope that has a small slope to it that we did a full fabric acrylic system as well. This was not from Conklin, but we had a problem with it drying. We've also had that problem with the Conklin roofing system, full fabric. You have to have really hot weather in order for that to cure and dry properly. Otherwise, what happens is it doesn't fully cure underneath in the fabric, and then you just create issues down the road. Not always right away, but down the road. By the way, every roof we have ever done has been to spec by whatever manufacturer we use. We have gone to all the trainings, every company offers. For you guys who want to hate on the idea that said the only reason acrylics fail on flat roofs is because they were installed improperly. Not the case unless we're being taught wrong. So we have certifications with every company we ever manufactured this stuff on, so it's not always application error. The same goes for the next roof. After we did that video, we had a lot of building owners specifically reach out to me about foam and acrylic on flat roof and telling me how they failed. A lot of them, a lot of building owners, guys. Every single building owner that reached out to me since and sent me videos and documentation, some of which we have, some of which I don't have anymore because I wasn't trying to create this whole thing for it, but they were all roofs that were from the same company that all the hate that we got from that video. So something to think about, guys. If you can't think outside the box with just one company, maybe, I'm just going to leave that there, but that's not what we as roofers are here for. You got to be able to think outside the box, think bigger, think broader than what one company represents and what they teach. Let's just draw something out. I'm not a great drawer. I've never claimed to be a great drawer. But let's just say you have an 80,000 square foot roof. And let's say this roof is, people probably wouldn't be calling you if this roof didn't have some significant age, maybe 15, 20, maybe 30 or 40 years. Well, I've never walked an 80,000 square foot roof that didn't have little dips. And yes, those dips dry out as well over time with the sun. But a lot of times they don't dry out before 48 hours. Then that creates, that's what I'm considering ponding water. If you do acrylic on a roof like that, or especially full fabric, you're going to have issues, period, end of story. Foam, the same way. It can eat through the acrylic, get into the foam, now you have moisture, and it just creates a problem over and over and over again. And I've seen it multiple times. You can see it on this roof we're showing where there's foam, the same type of thing. You've got a little bit of ponding water, or maybe if you're doing SPF foam, some of you guys are really great at this, some aren't. You get little dips in, now you have little ponding water spots. More of the story, it doesn't work. And maybe there's some guys out here who have put it on a few times or even 15 years. I don't care how long you've been in business. Maybe it works for you guys somehow, but for the majority of people, it does not work. And I actually have had some guys in the industry that have been in the industry much longer than me reach out to me about that video, thank me for making it and saying, everybody that's hating on you, these people haven't done what you have or what I have, and that's why they don't agree with you. And I know that's true. And by the way, most of this support came from higher ups in the same company we were getting all the hate from. Guys, listen, I don't care if you put acrylic on flat roofs as a roofer, just more work for the rest of us. But for building owners, I highly caution you against letting someone put acrylic on a flat roof. It's going to create problems down the road. What we have learned, and I'll share this for as educational purposes, on our flat roofs, if we don't tear them off and do a new roof or something, or let's say there's a customer, I'll show this roof here. We had this customer who, this was about a 10,000 square foot roof, I believe, and they wanted to do a coating on a flat roof. They just simply didn't have the budget to put a new roof on. We recommended them putting a new roof on because they had some low spots, some wet spots in that roof. We ended up going with a UrSeal system, which is a urethane base. We cleaned this roof. We installed a couple vents in the wet spots that were there that were still had a little bit of moisture in. We weren't able to give a lot of warranty with this roof or anything, but we told them we could do this and just help them out until they get the budget. We cleaned this roof. We took a week cleaning this roof, prepping it. Then we put a urethane base coat on this roof, and then we went over with a high solid silicone. To this day, they have never had any issues with that roof. Had lots of rain, torrential rains, never had a leak. Before I was willing to look outside the box of acrylic, I would have put acrylic on there, most likely. Maybe threw some foam on and then some acrylic. Guarantee they would have had issues. Maybe not in the first year, maybe not in the second, but they're going to have issues. It's not going to last the warranty. I think it's very important to think outside the box of acrylics on flat roofs. Acrylics on metal roofs, whole different ballgame. Love acrylics on a metal roof. I don't think there's anything better to put on a metal industrial warehousing roof, but on flat roofs, there's too much evidence to prove otherwise. For you building owners, get somebody to do your building that's willing to think outside the box for your best interest, not just in their own interest because they can only sell products from one company. The other thing we have done that has worked really well is a fluid applied EPDM. We get asked a ton of questions about this. What is a fluid applied EPDM? What does it consist of? It seems to be a very confusing thing. There's a whole lot of information I could give you on this, but I'm not a manufacturer, and it's not my job to educate other roofers that are always the ones who ask us about this system. We've done, well, I guess probably over 500,000 square feet of this in the past year. We've tested it on multiple different things. There are limitations to it, just like any other coating product. We use it as a restoration system, not as a new roof replacement. We have had very good success with it overall. We've had some problematic areas with it, but overall, it has not been an issue. I'm not a fan of silicone and silicone, but I am a fan of urethane and silicone for flat roofs, and those are what I would recommend. That's all I've got today on this, guys. If you find this video helpful, comment below. If you have different results from putting acrylic on flat roofs, please comment below, share the video. Let's talk about this. Like and subscribe if it's useful at all. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.